This question is for Khris. Khris, you've played alongside Giannis in this team, and while you've been doing that, your game has been dissected, sometimes maligned, but you've had great postseason performances. Do you think playing a game like this on this stage at this time of the series, do you feel like a weight is off your shoulder at all?
No, not necessarily. I mean, not perfect. I feel like I've had a great career so far. Every year I feel like I advance my game, and as an organization, we take a step forward most of these years that I've been here. As far as the other stuff, I really don't care about. With myself, with this organization, it's all about taking a step each day in the right direction.
Giannis talked about how much he trusts you, and you saw the play after you got the layup, how everybody just kind of came onto you and picked you up. What is it like to have that trust of your teammates? Does that help you kind of block out any outside noise that you get because you have the backing of your team?
For sure. I mean, my teammates, first, my coaches, everybody else in the organization, their opinion matters to me the most. I'm sorry, but I don't care what you guys write or what you guys think, whether it's good or bad. But for my teammates to have confidence in me, trust in me, that's the most important of all.
Eric, on your right?
I'll ask both of you, but we'll start with Pat. Just what are you thinking as Giannis goes up for that block? I think you're over by Crowder, kind of trailing the play.
Yeah, I was on Crowder, the guy who was pulling up after the pick and roll. I was right around the elbow at the time. And the honest thought that was going through my head was more or less kind of like shock and awe. I think, when the block happened, I kind of looked like, and luckily PJ came across the lane and grabbed the rebound because I forgot for a split second to go grab it. I kind of said it's, in my opinion, the best block of all time. Obviously we're a little biased, and you can talk about the LeBron block as well. But as far as a block where he was covering the pick and roll, he had to judge where the pass was, where Ayton was catching it and trying to dunk it above the box. It's about as impressive as you can get.
You were far side, I believe. What was your vantage point?
Kind of the same thing him. Probably say excuse my language, but it was one of those oh shit moments. 2 times, like, oh man, like we gave up a layup. Then next thing you know, he's blocking it. It was a great effort. Didn't give up on the play when it seemed like they had an open layup or a dunk. And, that's what we need in this finals. Everybody give those extra effort. And, he came through for us big on that play.
Khris, for you, obviously, all of your teammates that have been up here have talked about how much they trust you. Pat had missed 2 threes at the start of the fourth quarter, and then he steps into a big one and manages to hit it. Just what do you think it is? You see Pat line up another one and have that open shot?
That's what we want him to do. That's what he's out there for. He's hit many big shots for us throughout the season, throughout this playoff run. Like I said, he's out there for a reason. If he has an opening to shoot and he's wide open, he's got to shoot it. Whether it's make or miss, it's just going to keep the defense honest for one. And 2, he's a great shooter.
Tim? Khris, as you obviously went on that 10-0 run in the final couple minutes there, you had to get picked up off the ground because you clearly were out of gas after that layup. But what kind of allowed you to summon the energy needed to make those plays in that moment there?
Everybody's tired. Everybody's banged up. Just got to give it all, leave it all on the court. We could rest and sleep and get treatment after the game. But, while that game is being played, there's no excuses of exhaustion or something's hurt. If you're hurt, you just can't be out there. But that's all. Give it your all.
And what exactly is it about this building that you thrive so much in it? And, I mean, even next door, you weren't quite the same players you've been since you've gotten here.
Just the energy. I've been playing in this, building for 2 years now. A lot of shots. Guess I got to get some extra shots in Phoenix and whatnot. But just got to find a way to knock down shots on the road. I mean, it's been tough for me all, postseason long. Just got to find a way.
Brian, over here on the left.
Khris, it seemed like early in that fourth quarter, you guys were just kind of hanging there a little bit. They opened a little bit of a lead. Was there a point where it sort of changed and you said, okay, if I can win this for us now, we're there?
No, I mean, they hit a 3 to start off the fourth quarter, but I think for a majority of the game, we had a lot of great looks. We missed them, a lot of layups, a lot of open threes. You just hope at some point they're going to fall, but at the same time, you have to get stops, and that's the main thing. That fourth quarter, we were able to get stops when we needed to.
Lori, right here.
I hate to oversimplify it, but your team was shooting 38%. Did you feel like you just needed to take over at that point in those final 2 minutes? And then secondly, we don't talk enough about your free throw shooting and how clutch it is. How much work do you put into that? Or is that just something that's been so automatic for you for so long, it's effortless?
As far as free throws, I mean, it's just a routine thing. We do free throw shooting games after practice every day. I shoot free throws for my pregame routine. It's just, a routine thing for me. As far as the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, we just ran sets that, enabled me to get to my spots. And after that, I just got to make reads, whether it's to shoot, whether to find an open guy, Giannis on the roll. It's just reading the defense at that point. Just luckily, thankfully, I hit some shots.
Jim, up front.
Hey, Pat. Late when you switch over onto Devin, in late game situations like that, is there any thought of, time on the clock, score, maybe they're hunting for that matchup to a degree, the way he's playing. And so I guess you kind of speak to that and maybe walk us through how you ended up with that contest and the miss.
Yeah, I mean, I have confidence in my athleticism. I think I can defend at a high level. I think sometimes they are looking for a matchup, and I think sometimes it's it's like a pride thing, right? I think he got me once on a pump fake that I can't fall for, giving him 3 points at the free throw line. We've talked about it, and I got to be better in that situation. He's also a terrific player. So he made a few shots on me earlier in the game, sometime in the third quarter, I believe. But they were tough. They were contested shots. And at the end of the day, that's my job. It's to keep him in front, be physical, try to make sure that, I'm matching his physicality and making sure he's not, backing down or getting free. And if he's got to make a tough contested shot, that's what he's going to have to do in order to, put them in a position to try to win the game. And that's all I thought at the end of the game was he wasn't going to get by me, and I was going to be physical enough so that it kind of threw him off when he did have to take the jump shot.
Bud said this was a mental toughness kind of victory in a lot of ways, and a lot of hustle plays late. Giannis's block, Drew's rebounding, some defense there. Either of you can answer this, I guess. Would you say that was accurate in terms of just having to kind of dig into something a little bit in the final few minutes?
It's a grind. A lot of playoff games, especially when it comes late in the fourth quarter, it's a grind. Just got to find a way to get it, get loose balls, get rebounds, figure out a way to get stops against great players. That's all I can really say about it. It's a grind.
Jeff, toward the back.
For both of you, same topic. Khris, do you know how many shots you attempted tonight? A playoff career high 33. When did you realize that was going to be that kind of night for you to take that many shots? And then for you, Pat, when did you start to notice it was a Khris Middleton night?
I don't count shots. I mean, I just try to let the game come to me. If the shot's there, I got to take it no matter what. No matter how many times I shoot, no matter how many times I miss. That's just the way I play the game. I don't realize any really stats or shots or points really until the end of the game.
I think it's always a Khris Middleton kind of night. I mean, at the end of the day, he makes the right plays. Tonight, it called for him to be more aggressive with a jump shot, but he's always going to be aggressive. He finds the right guys. He finds the open man if they double him, if they try to blitz him. He's the guy that we want to have the ball at the end of the game, and we have great leadership. Khris, Giannis, Drew, no matter what's happening during the game, we all trust their leadership and their ability to make the right play, and whether that's shooting, passing, playmaking, defending, whatever it might be. Tonight was one of those nights that, Khris took over, and it's great. We're happy to have him on our side as opposed to anything else. And I'm just thrilled that, he's been able to kind of show the world it, because we see it every single day.
Mara on Zoom.
Question from Spencer over here on Zoom.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. Hey, Khris, obviously it's tough to keep Ayton off the glass when he's going up there and getting those rebounds. But even at the beginning of the fourth, when you guys were trailing, when guys to your left like Pat and PJ and Bobby are going up and gang rebounding and taking those opportunities away and fighting for those boards, what does that do for you guys as a team, just energy-wise, and maybe giving you guys some momentum?
Just gives us a chance. When we go small, that's one of the biggest emphasis that we talk about in our timeouts and our huddles is that we got to find a way to block out, pit bodies on when their guys crashing, especially Aiden. He's a beast down there. He finds a way to get tips on balls, to tip them out to teammates, to grab them and give them extra possessions, extra threes. So when guys Pat, Tuck, like you said, when everybody comes in and puts a body on him and helps rebound, it just allows us to play faster.
We'll go to Mark Schwartz next on Zoom.
Pat, this is for you. You conceded earlier that you may be biased, but I think it's really a good time for you to break down which is the greatest block of all time. LeBron's face down or what Giannis did tonight, and why?
I would look at the criteria of greatest block of all time based off difficulty of the block and then, time and score. I think obviously, LeBron's time and score probably has the edge in that situation because of when it was and helped them, literally win a championship that game. But I think the difference between the time and score difference and then the difficulty of the block difference gives the edge to Giannis just because, chase down block, you got a little bit more of an ability to read. And obviously it's a great block. We're talking about two of the best blocks of all time. So I don't want to discredit that block. But like I said, Giannis was guarding the pick and roll. I mean, he was guarding the pick and roll. That's a play that, they've done time and time again. Book threw a great pass. He threw it high and away from any defender, and Giannis was able to recover. I mean, he's defensive player of the year, two-time MVP for a reason. And I think it's those types of plays, to be able to read where Ayton is, where the ball is, and have the athleticism to get that high and get literally all of the basketball is why I would give the edge to him.
Last two questions in here, Lori and then Eric.
Khris, your personality is always interesting. When we hear you on Zoom, we have to turn up the volume. And I think you've always hated the limelight. And now I think you're bringing every teammate you can to a joint press conference. Is it truly you just hate it, or you want to share it, or you're trying to deflect a little bit? I mean, it's the finals. This is your moment.
It's hard to explain, really. I mean, the teammate thing is just a timing thing. I guess I tell guys to wait on me.
I was hoping he was going to have to answer every question.
But as far as just, the limelight, whatever, I really don't care about it too much. I just like doing my thing, being around my teammates. Like I said earlier, the credit I get from my teammates or the opinion, how do I say this? Whatever my teammates think of me, that's what means the most. I love to talk to them, hang out with them some. As far as, being all over the place, being on magazines, commercials, getting interviewed all the time, that's just not me. I like staying low key, staying out the way. That's just who I am.
Eric, last question on the right.
One more for you, Khris. So for you, you're up 4. You're going to the free throw line. You guys have just gotten a stop, and then all of a sudden you feel 7 foot, 240 pounds just hug you on the way. Like, what are you thinking other than like, man, I'm tired. Let me shoot this free throw.
Nah, I mean, just love those moments. I mean, I know how much he put into that game. How much I put into the game. You know how much everybody put into that game. And it seemed like the game was over, there for a minute, but nobody caved. We stayed with it. We grinded out a couple of possessions and, we found a way to win a ball game. That's something that we struggle with sometimes during the season, but we said, that's what it's all about, learning how to win different type of ball games, different styles. And then that's what that moment was about, finding a way to win a game where it seemed like we weren't going to win and give us a chance to still, have a life. Going to Phoenix with a little bit of confidence, with a little bit of momentum.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.